Welcome. In front of me I have the JETech case, and I'll be going over unboxing along with a quick look at the case and also a test fit and just overview of it, how well it performs. So let's see, this one is the JETech Huli for something. I have no clue. I for the love of God can't tell you what it is. Okay. Anyway, I guess hopefully we can figure it out by the looks of it. So I do have to point out one thing that I feel like this company should kind of improve is, number one, the casing. They're all the freaking same. I have no effing clue what the case inside is just by looking at the box. I don't even know for what phone it is. Not even like what brand or what model. There is no brand even here. Now the back we well also don't have any kind of info about that one. Great design here. Wow. So that is pretty shitty. So not the best casing. The box could be a little bit more telling for what type of phone it is and also what the case is inside. Just to give you kind of like a sneak peek of what I mean, here's an ESR case, and you can see for some reason they decided to include almost every model of the device on the box, but you can clearly see what the features and how it looks like. So it's a plastic back MagSafe with a kickstand, right? Pretty simple to figure out what it is. And also it clearly looks like an iPhone case. Here I guess it kind of looks like an iPhone because we have the 3 buttons on the side and power button right here, so you could kind of guess it, but not easily. Now the case itself is pretty bare bones, but the case, like the boxing for the case, doesn't change no matter what the case they have. I have unboxed already 3 different ones, and every single box looks exactly the same. The only difference is probably just manufacturing, but the yellowish tint on it, the box itself, has sometimes different shade of yellow on it. But other than that, it looks literally identical. So I have no clue what is going to be inside. Can't even tell you by looking at the box and what is written at the back what's inside. Just because the naming is in German, so yay. So that's something that could be improved right there. The case itself is, like I mentioned before, just a pretty standard casing. We have plastic back right here, so this area right here, while the rest of it is silicone, as you can see. And let's just plop our iPhone in here. And there we go. So it covers, obviously, the camera plateau well. So even if you like try to grind the camera, the rubber will protect it, or silicone, whatever it is. So that's pretty good. The plastic area is covering perfectly also the glass area that is under the case. So what I mean is this portion right here. So this is basically being covered exactly in the same way. So gives a nice kind of thought to it. So it looks like it's literally designed and measured specifically for this cutout, which just fits well. Now in terms of the protection, it's typical silicone case. There is nothing special about it. We do have a little bit of a lip right here, so you can just drop it and you don't need to worry about the screen getting scratched. And this is already with a tempered glass applied here, so obviously without it, it's like, I don't know, 1/10 of a millimeter more or whatever. So that's pretty good. In terms of the buttons, they are all are they cut out? I actually need to take it off to check. No, they're not cut out. So they're using a reduced amount of silicone where the buttons are, with a button shape around it. So the buttons kind of like protrude again. You can kind of feel where they are, just like you would normally. Same thing goes for the power button, but the camera one here is not protected at all. So some cases, for instance, again, I'm going to bring up this one as I unboxed it just a second ago. This one, as you can see, has a protective capacitive button for the camera, so you can still use it fully with the swipe gestures and whatever, and press it down for the press down my gesture, or well, sensor, whatever you want to call it, while this one is just being fully exposed to whatever crap might come its way, dust, sand, I don't know what else, something that might scratch it. So yeah, not protected here at all, while everything else is. Also at the bottom, everything is cut out for our device. We have the speaker grills cut out, though you can see that the cutout isn't symmetrical. So the cutout or the speaker grill is closer, or the case is closer to the screen side of it, while giving way more space below here. Now this might just affect a little bit how the sound escapes here. Might be more directed to the bottom because of it, just how it would reflect possibly, but shouldn't be that big of a problem. The charging port is cut out pretty well, big enough for you to be able to plug in some chunkers of the cables probably. Let's see. Yep, plugs in almost perfectly. So it does push it out just a little bit at the top. You can see right here, kind of like a tiniest little bit of bulge, but this is a bit of a chunky plug. Like, so this is probably way thicker in where the plug is than what you usually have. So let's see if I can find like a more traditional cable, which I do have one right here. So you can see, if I compare these two, this is what you'd normally have. This is what I was using. I'm plugging this, no problem. It still has some room to spare. So there we go. I would say solid case, but it is just a almost fully silicone case, so not really much to it. I also want to point out one thing. When it comes down to cases like this, the silicone one where it has clear silicone on the sides, after some time the silicone gets this kind of yellowish nasty tint. So you have two different things happening here. You have plastic back right here, which gets scratched obviously because it's plastic, so this will be scratched probably pretty easily, and you're not gonna like wipe that off, while the yellow or the silicone around that protects your device will become yellowish over time. So this case in general will probably degrade much faster than some other alternatives like this one. Now this one also has plastic back, but it is a frosted one, and I think that might make the scratches a little bit less visible, but in general the rubber sides of it, the bumpers, are just straight black, so those don't get yellow. You only might get like rub off after some time, but believe me, the silicone will go yellow way before that starts to rub off. So something to keep in mind if you're looking for a case that will look like it does right now for a longer period of time, this probably will not. I would say 4 months in, it might start to not look as good. So just like heads up for people that are looking for it. And actually, let me just bring some cases so you can see how that will start to look like when the silicone starts to degrade from just general usage. Okay, so I grabbed a couple cases. None of them actually have been used extensively to get this kind of yellow tint. It's from, by the looks of it, from being actually used. This one is the closest one. You can see it starts to get kind of this yellowish tint to it. So here is like a, let me just try to maybe get the light a little bit better. So it's kind of hard to show this. So this is something that is relatively new. It shouldn't have that tint at all. And it is, to my eye, just basically clear silicone case. It does have some kind of tint to it, but it's not this kind of like nasty yellowish. This one on the other hand side, you can start to see it at specific angles where where the light just kind of goes through thicker portions of the silicone. I can't get it to show up on the camera, but I also have another case that has been laying around for much longer, and this one looks absolutely atrocious, though not in a way that it should. It has this weird, well, it just became matte, like, so you can see yellowing right here, but it is kind of obstructed by the amount of, I don't even know what the hell happened to it. Like, it's been laying here and nothing has been done with it, and it just got this kind of weird look. Possibly if I went and like put it underwater and cleaned it off, this would wash off, but you can clearly see there is some yellow tint to it on the bezels right here. So this is something that you'll experience more and more the more you use the device. This kind of casing will start to get this kind of look, and this also happens with other cases from Spigen and others. So I'm not really pointing just at this one. Primarily any silicone case will eventually start to get this kind of nasty little look to it, and either go for like specific solid not clear color case to not get this effect happen to you, or plasticky one, or you also have like some metal ones that you can just kind of like screw in your device, and which I don't think I have any like this right here to showcase, but I'm just warning you against this if you don't like this kind of look to your case, especially after some time. So anyway, with that being said, hopefully you found this video helpful, and if you did, don't forget to hit like, subscribe, and thanks for watching.